Hey everybody, I'm Johan and I'm back with another story. When I first heard Carl Jung's theory, which I'll mention here in a second, I hated it. You might relate to this. And his theory is when we see something in somebody else that we don't like, that's probably because that behavior or their mannerisms are in us, our personality and our character. There was no way I was going to accept that because, I was pretty self-righteous. Might still be once in a while, but not as much as before. When I first got sober, I noticed a lot of things. I would go to an AA meeting. People would be talking outside. There'd be a little group here, a little group there, one or two people here, one person off to the side, not speaking with anyone. And I noticed I would walk up to a group of people having a conversation and just butt in. Rude. Today it's a little bit different. Because I practice spiritual maintenance every day, prayer, meditation, and self-examination is the most important part. I catch myself shortly thereafter or the next day on rare occasions where I'm in meditation and I realize I was rude. Might owe somebody an apology. And if I do, I make that apology. I don't carry yesterday's garbage into the next day. They talk about this in step 10 in the 12 and 12. It's called the emotional hangover. You don't take care of that stuff from the day before. You carry it into the next day. The chip on your shoulder. So now I'm able to comfortably assess myself. If I get a little irritated by someone and make an honest assessment, do I possess that type of behavior or attitude? Just about 2 years ago, I pulled up to a church to go to an AA meeting. And right across the street was a parking lot for a supermarket. I got off my bike, and out of a car from that parking lot steps my nephew, who I hadn't seen for a while. He's a young guy, so, we just text every now and then. But I hadn't seen him for a while, so I started a conversation with him to catch up. Well, not before long, however you want to put it, you get it. This short loudmouth came out of nowhere, an AA member, and butted right into our conversation and started talking about himself. How lousy his day is, his wife, his stepkid. And I'm like, Jojo, if you don't mind, I'm having a conversation with my nephew. And then he walked away, mad. Now, that was recently. And as I mentioned in the earlier part of this video, I caught myself doing that stuff early on. 1988, as a matter of fact, shortly thereafter. I could go somewhere now and I realize somebody's having a conversation. Have a little bit of respect. Here's a true story. Yesterday it was. I went down to the Family Dollar to pick up some tea bags. I'm not feeling well. It's going around, flu symptoms. And I know the cashier there, Josh, and he was talking to a woman named Mary Jo. I guess she checked out. They were right there, not far from the register, but they were having a conversation. I grabbed the tea bags. I came around the front. I looked over there, and I said, you know what? I'll just use the checkout, self-checkout, because these people are having a conversation. It sounds pretty intense. You know, not bad, but pretty intense. I did the self-checkout. I walked toward them because I had to go near them to walk outside to go to my van. I smiled and said, have a good day, Josh. Oh, what's my point? Maybe what Carl Jung says is true. The things we don't like about other people are character defects that we possess ourselves. And the only way you'll know is if you do meditation and you're able to make honest assessments. Now, you might be able to do that right off the bat. I've mentioned this in videos before. When I took that course, the 12 steps, 1 through 12, as honest as I could, as thorough as I could, my life changed, especially step 9, where I had to make face-to-face amends to people. That was a humbling experience. I mentioned steps 4 and 5, the fearless moral inventory, and also you list not only resentments you have against people, why you have them, and how it affects your life. In step 4, you make a list of fears, and in step 4, you make a list of your sex conduct. So when you get to step 6 and 7, you pretty much know what your character defects and shortcomings are, and you got to work on them. And then when you get to step 9, man, that's a humbling experience. If you're sincere about it. If you're sincere about it. Then, of course, step 10 is continue to take a personal inventory. There are people that have bad vibes. I don't dig bad vibes. You know, some people are really creepy. Like that one that interrupted my conversation with my nephew, that short loudmouth guy. They're creepy. And yeah, I was like that one time too. Do I look down on people like that? When I could say what I just said, I was like that too? No, I don't. I don't look down on them. There's a saying, but for the grace of God, there go I. And I have a saying, but for the grace of God, that's how I used to be. Make it an amazing day. Make it. It's your choice. It's your decision what kind of day you're going to have. And not just that, make it an amazing life. It's your choice. It's your decision what kind of life you're going to have. So why not have a good one? I'll catch you in the next video, hopefully. Johan out. Peace.